Tuesday edition for FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields.
I'm student meteorologist Jason Ducker. Today is October 22nd, 2013, a Tuesday in Troy. Well, it has been a cloudy Tuesday.
Cloudy, rainy, and you know the story, folks. Just dreary outside. You know, I was outside walking across campus, just thinking, just how unsettled weather was today. Hasn't been, Jason?
It certainly is, and you know what? That it's from a cold front, and this is more a pattern we're going to start getting to. A dreary day, a very cloudy day, just rain showers coming in and out. Then after that, though, the next coming days, well, a lot of cool air in the forecast.
Yes, fall will finally come to the Big Bend region. And once this cold front gets away, and I promise you, folks, better times are ahead of us. We will be settling in cooler and much refreshing conditions indeed. Yes, very refreshing of that. So
now, Troy, let's get to a story here. Well, Typhoon Whipple is one of the occurrences now, the reason why this cold front, strong cold front's getting all this cold air from Canada. Now, we have another typhoon, actually, Francesco, that is making impacts into Tokyo now.
Yes, fortunately, it's not as strong as it was late this week when it was a Category 5 hurricane, and it is expected to curve northwest towards the Japan coast, and model projections now have it slightly offshore, but still could give a lot of rain in that region.
It could be a factor, too, into our Halloween forecast. Maybe another cool down on the way. We're going to check that in next week when it's more closer to the forecast. However, though, we're going to go and take out to an overview now around the show with Raquel.
Thanks, Jason. Well, for our Halloween, we actually might see a cool down. We are going to see a cool down this weekend as this cold front will pass through the Big Bend region and into Central Florida after today. For the rest of the country, though, the parts of the Ohio Valley are going to see that lake effect snow. Now, the lake effect snow is caused by cold air just moving over the warm air, and they're just going to continue to see those precipitation and snow for the next few days. But for us, we're just going to see those just rain chances just lingering until later next week. We're just going to maybe want to carry our umbrella for the next couple of days and maybe just bundle up when it passes through. So again, just cooler temperatures this weekend. We're going to see rain for the rest of the evening. And I'm just going to head it back to Troy and Jason. Now, how are you guys going to spend your weekend?
Well, Raquel is certainly going to spend my weekend in blankets because there's some cold weather on the way. And now, Troy, that cold weather will be affecting the Atlantic coast. Tell me more.
Yes, and this is all part of this cold rush of cold air that's going to be affecting most of the eastern United States, particularly folks in the northeast region, where they could see highs as lows in the 50s and lows, get this, Jason, 30s.
Oh no, that certainly sounds like some northeast cold weather there, and very mild in the daytime with just that dreary blanket of clouds, and into nighttime tripping all the way down into freezing point. So
yes, and for those of you that have to go out to work in the morning, just make sure you run the car a little bit longer so to get rid of all that frost, and also for vegetables, and make sure you don't want to get those frozen as well or any damage.
The three Ps, people,
yeah,
pets,
exactly.
and plants. Certainly, if you have some freeze warning in your forecast, well, you do want to make some reservations in advance with your car and also with outdoor activities.
Yes, and just keep those in mind. But in the meantime, we're going to send out to Nicole. And Nicole, are you going to be having your little sweater or little jacket thing when it starts getting cold outside?
Oh, I for sure will, but I'm from up north, so this stuff is kid stuff. I'm all right with it. Well, going over our weather headlines for today, those drizzles will continue on, but we will be clearing up for tomorrow, but the coldest air of the season is on its way. We will be dipping down into the 40s later this week. All that rain and moisture came from a low pressure system that was sitting off into the Gulf that is pushing through our area, and it's riding on a cold front which will be pushing through, which that rain will end, but those drier conditions will come along with some colder air. Zooming into our area, those showers and storms push through. No storms, just those drizzles, just that misty rain that was just annoying all day. Pushed on through, and we will have some light lingering showers tonight, but after that we will have those drier conditions later on into the week. Currently 71 degrees, still have that light rain outside, the dew point's at 68 degrees, and that humidity is at 90%, so it is feeling rather sticky outside at this time. 71 in Tallahassee, 70 in Quincy, 73 in Bainbridge, 74 in Marianna, and 70 in Valdosta at this time. The dew points, which make it sticky, so even though it was raining today, it still didn't feel so great. I know I put my jeans on and I had to go home and change because it was still pretty warm out. 68 degrees in Tallahassee, 67 at the coast, St. Mark's, 70 dew point in Carabel, so it wasn't feeling all that pleasant. Now, here's what's going to be happening within the next couple of days. This cold front is going to be pushing on through, bringing on those colder conditions. So it will be bringing on those frigid winter-like conditions for us Floridians, and it will be bringing along some drier air as this high pressure system will be pushing on through. But it will be clearing up, so we won't have any more of that rain. We'll just have those sunshiny skies. So that's what's going to lead to those lower temperatures at night. But we will be warming up nicely throughout the day. Beach forecast for tomorrow will not be the best of days if you're not used to the chilly conditions. The winds will be coming out of the north at 15 to 20 miles per hour, and the surf will be at 2 to 5 feet. Boating, same story. If you enjoy the cold, it will be a great crisp day for you. Cloudy, choppy morning, but the sun will come out by the afternoon, and those winds will be coming from the north at 15 to 20 knots. Taking a look at tonight's forecast, again, those rain chances will be continuing. We will see the drizzles just keep on coming. It will be cool and muggy with a 50% chance of rain. It will be 54 in Monticello, 54 in the capital city of Tallahassee, 57 in Bainbridge. And moving on to tomorrow, the sun will be finally coming out, peeking on through. 78 for us in Tallahassee, 79 in St. Mark's, 78 in Monticello, and 76 in Thomasville. 7-day forecast, take a look at that. 40s as the lows, can't believe it, but it's coming. Game day Saturday, 71, it will get up to 71, but it still will be pretty chilly out. Let's toss it on back to Troy and Jason at the desk.
Well, thanks for Nicole. We're actually going to look at the southeast first, and boy, does that 7-day forecast look quite fantastic, but we're still hanging on to those tropical-like conditions at the present time, with temperatures in the 80s in central southern Florida, even 70s across the I-10 corridor of 71 degrees. And Tallahassee, but you can clearly see where that cooler air is off towards the 69 degrees in Atlanta, and that's associated with the cold front that's going to be coming on through later in the week. And as of right now, there it is. You see it started over in the Mississippi Valley, dew point starting in the 40s. And remember, dew point is a good indicator of how much moisture there is in the atmosphere, and it's also a good indicator of humidity values. And you see dew points this low in the 40s, and that means we have a more cooler and repression in terms of your comfortable humidity levels, and we'll be getting into those conditions, as I'll explain later on in the segment. But in the meantime, let's look at what's going on in the upper levels in the atmosphere, as indicated by water vapor imagery. And indicated by these green colors means that we have lots of moisture within the upper levels in the atmosphere, but you can also, as I already mentioned, you can clearly see where the dry air is going to come into play, indicated by these darker gray colors, and we'll tap into that, and that will lead us to some quite fall and comfortable conditions later in the week. And once again, you can clearly see where that front is draped across the southeast. Right now, as I step off towards the other side of the screen, showers associated with that cold front, but it's going to be passed on through. So if you're just traveling on I-10 right now, just make sure your travels are safe and don't take any precautions. Leading your future cast, you can see that cold front is moving on through, and so once that passes on through, high pressure will be building in behind it, and that's going to lead in, as I mentioned, some very fall, awesome like weather, folks. High pressure with the clockwise flow is going to lead us some cooler air, so good outdoor weather. If you have any outdoor plans, just go outside, just enjoy the nice weather that's going to be coming in through the region. But in the meantime, we're taking into tonight's forecast. We'll begin to see very chilly temperatures, 54 degrees in Tallahassee, and look at that, 43 degrees in Little Rock. So you definitely be one of those winter jackets in store for us. And as far as tomorrow is concerned, temperatures will begin to cool down, 78 degrees in Tallahassee, but very chilly off towards the northern sections of the southeast. Look at that, 61 degrees in Tupelo. So brr, folks, that will be the theme headed to the middle and later part of this week. So Jason, I really hope that you have your winter jacket in your closet, because you're going to be needing it later in the week.
Well, Troy, I've been listening to you lately, so yes, I do have my winter jacket on standby. But the people who really need a winter jacket, though, is that snow. It's going to be expanding across the Great Lakes and Appalachian Mountains.
Yes, as we've been talking about for most of the show so far, this cold air that's going to be brushing down on the East Coast, and particularly around the Great Lakes region, we're going to see the chance for some snow.
Of course, and around the Appalachian Mountains, too, the reason why is because usually mountains kind of a lifting mechanism to help fire up those thunderstorms and showers, and hence when you have those cold conditions behind the Appalachians, well, there's some snow showers in store for the people up there.
Yes, and particularly around sections like Lake Michigan and Lake Erie, where the lake effect is really most common. And so, but right now they're not going to see terribly amount of snow. Not a lot of snow.
Well, I'll tell you
so to
what,
speak.
my brother's in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Drew, you're going to be seeing some snow showers the next couple days. Give you a warning on that. However, we're going to go take a head around or look around the nation, though. Raquel, what are those snow showers doing?
Where they're going to be persistent for the next couple of days. So Jason, your brother is indeed going to see that snow. For our look in South Florida or in Central Florida, that cold front will move its way through. So all these storms that we've been seeing today, Central Florida, you're going to be impacted by them tomorrow. For the Ohio Valley, as I mentioned earlier in the show, we did see some snow showers earlier today, and they're going to persist into tomorrow. So you might just want to stay indoors for the next couple of days, Ohio. For your current conditions right now, we are sitting in the 70s here in Tallahassee, 69 in Atlanta, 63 in Washington, D.C., and 65 in Albuquerque. Just staying quite warm and dry. The western part of our country, they're going to continue to see those conditions for the next couple of days. For the Midwest, as I mentioned, they're going to see that snow. Just look at that cooler temperatures indicated by the cooler colors. 40 in Minneapolis and 54 in Kansas City. Now, associated with those cooler temperatures, there's actually a freeze warning for parts of Iowa and Indiana. Now, that means for the next 24 hours, you're going to see temperatures lower or at 32 degrees. Now, behind me, all this moisture will push out of the way along with that cold front, and that's going to make the northeastern part of the United States much cooler. And for us in South Florida, and for us in northern Florida, it's not South Florida, we're going to continue to see that moisture just lingering into evening. Now, South Florida will see those rain bands as we head into tomorrow. For your national look, again, the cold front will push its way through Florida tomorrow, and that will leave us with nicer and drier conditions. For your airport delays, we are very clear right now. There may be some airport delays around the Ohio Valley, and for tonight's forecast, we're just going to be sitting at 54 degrees. Now, those temperatures will drop as we head into the weekend. Maybe not as cool as Denver, Colorado, or Salt Lake City, but they will drop down to possibly 40 degrees. So we might just want to keep an eye on that. For tomorrow's forecast, we will stay nice and comfortable at 78 degrees. Those temperatures, as I did mention, will drop. Not as much as, again, like Kansas City, but they will drop significantly. Now, I'm going to send it over to Jack with our local view. How's it looking, Jack?
Well, Raquel, we're going to take a look into this radar tower, and what a dreary day it was. Tallahassee getting bombarded by that green color, also all the way up into Wilma, Carabel. Wherever you were in the Big Bend area, you saw a lot of rain today, and it's going to continue as we progress into tonight. But tomorrow we'll get those cooler temperatures as that cold front officially passes through. Currently at the airport there, we're sitting at 71 degrees. We still have that light rain lingering around, giving us a lot of trouble. That humidity is at 90%, but trust me, folks, once we get done with this rain, we have a nice little reward at the end. We'll have those cooler temperatures for the rest of the week. We might have a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, but the highs are only going to be in the mid-70s, and it's going to be a great day to get out there. Big Bend, current temperatures all across the region, 71 in Tallahassee, 70 degrees in Quincy, 70 degrees as well in St. Mark's. Cooler temperatures with all that rain cooled today, 69 degrees in Monticello and 72 degrees in Perry. So we're starting to drop off, and here's what's happening. That cold front is finally going to swing its way through. It's been stalling out, giving us a lot of that rain today. High pressure system will dig in across Tennessee, which will bring us those northerly winds, which will cool us down, bring those cold temperatures into our region. Very nice day for us out there. Now we're going to jump into our future cast. I don't think much rain will persist as we progress into tonight. Into Wednesday morning, we could see a spot-up shower, but you see where the bulk of the storms will be making its way through West Palm Beach and Fort Myers tomorrow. Tallahassee, clear as day on Thursday, and that's where our cool temperatures will be. We could reach lows into the mid-40s later into this week, so you guys are going to want to put on a couple extra layers, put that umbrella away for the next few days, because I don't think we'll see any rain for a while. Tonight, though, what can we expect? We still have that 50% chance of rain lingering around. 54 degrees is what we're calling for tonight. It's going to be muggy still, a cool muggy out there. Scattered showers throughout the night. I think once we get past those bulk of storms, though, that's when we really start clearing out, and we'll see that sun starts peeking out tomorrow. But that high, only in the upper 70s. 78 for us here in Tallahassee. Isolated early morning showers. I don't think we'll see too much. I think we saw the bulk of the storms today. Afternoon will start clearing out. We'll get that sun start peeking out, but it won't be warm. That cold front really packed that punch. We could see lows into the 40s as you take a look into the 7-day forecast. Check it out. Lows into the mid to upper 40s throughout the week 46 degrees on Thursday is what our low is going to be. Our game day forecast is going to be a high of 71 degrees with that low of 42 degrees. And starting next week, we don't even have any chances of rain for the whole week. And, you know, we're going to be changing up our style for the next few days, right, guys?
Wow, just look at that sunshine. I'm going to be enjoying the weather for the next few
We'll have to
days.
stay tuned because we'll be talking about our little fashion update later on in the segment. But right now we're talking about tropical update.
Yes, although we are going to expect to see just pure sunshine for the rest of the week, there are parts of the Atlantic and Mexico that are actually experiencing tropical cyclonic formation right now.
That's right. We have Tropical Storm Lorenzo, which is churning out in the Atlantic. Just a tiny storm and really doesn't have a threat towards us. Right now, the wind speeds are at 45 miles per hour with gusts at 55.
Yep, not a threat to the United States. However, we do have Hurricane Raymond. I was going to say Ramon, but it's Raymond actually. And that is actually impacting Mexico. And they are actually afraid of the rainfall.
That's
there.
right. That's right. After Hurricane Manuel went through, there was such torrential flooding there that they really can't deal with any more rain. So hopefully this does stall out for them and move away from the coast.
Yes, so parts of Mexico are actually under a hurricane warning because of the wind knots just reaching up to 90 knots per mile or 90 knots per hour. And there's actually also an indication that gusts have reached 110. So again, this is something to be concerned of, but it will move its way westward off the coast eventually this week. But now we're going to take it over to our next segment, so we're just going to send it up to the wall.
Thank you, Raquel. We're going to take a round view of over Florida and what's happening around Florida today. Well, there's a lot of showers into the region. This low pressure system off the coast is certainly spinning up a lot of showers, shifting to portions of Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Tampa. Most of northern and central Florida are feeling these showers today. Of course, around to the region of the capital city, Tallahassee, a few stray showers. Most of the stronger showers did remain off the shore, so certainly not a good boating day, more so less. Now, current conditions, though, around Florida, looking, of course, a lot of cloud cover into the northern and central portions of Florida. 8 degrees in Tampa, a lot numerous cloud cover. But the sunshine day, though, did remain into South Florida. 85 degrees, so just like some clouds into Miami, but that sunshine did persist, though, today. Now, looking at the dew points, though, very moist day and around most of portions of Florida. I tell you what, the moisture is so much in the atmosphere that was pouring all over me today. Certainly, the dew points are a good indicator of around how much moisture is in the atmosphere. So 75-degree dew point in West Palm Beach, and we are into mid-80s. Now, that is very close. So a lot of moisture, the overall picture of the dew points in Florida. Now, the winds, though, have been kicking up all around the coast, especially into Tampa, coming in from the shore 10 miles an hour. And those winds have been picking up today around the coast, as we'll be seeing the next few days, as once again mentioned, this low pressure system off the coast makes its way into Florida. Now, next couple of days here, early showers will be shifting into portions of Florida. Really, I would say Orlando into Tampa. Tomorrow, a lot of showers will be once again persistent. But overall, going to tonight, though, these showers will begin to shift more southerly. And Tallahassee and Pensacola, well, those showers begin to die off. So that's a good thing, at least for us. Now, the future cast, as I put it into motion, those rain showers do begin to push south into central and southern portions of Florida. As that cold front does its make way through, going into Wednesday and into Thursday, cooler, much dry air ahead for the region, and by, I would say, late Thursday night, a full clear out for Florida and a lot cooler conditions you'll be seeing. Now, going to tonight's forecast, though, still moderating in temperatures, not really much per se. I would say right around into the 70s, maybe dropping down to 60s a couple of areas, but really not too much going around. Most of the central and southern portions of Florida staying into the 70s tonight, and really, once again, that funnel air will begin to make its way through. It's 54 degrees in Tallahassee, 56 degrees in Pensacola. And tomorrow's forecast, well, once that cold front does make its way through, we're seeing those much cooler temperatures, 78 degrees in Tallahassee, sunshine, full force for the Panhandle. Well, those showers, though, will shift into central and southern portions of Florida still. In the next few days for them, they'll still be seeing those showers. I'm going to go ahead, though, and take a round U.S. Nation look now with Jack once again.
Well, thanks, Jason. We're going to take a look at that current temperatures across the region. And you'll see these temperatures are very cool into the north. Look at this, 40 degrees in Minneapolis, 48 degrees in Detroit, some warmer temperatures to our west, 92 in Phoenix. So some warmer temperatures in the southwest as expected. New Orleans, 77 degrees and 69 degrees in Atlanta. You can kind of see where that cold front is that we've been really wanting you guys to notice. 54 degrees in Kansas City, and that cold temperature will start creeping into the Tallahassee region into tonight and especially into tomorrow, so be wary of that in the next few days. Like Nicole and Raquel said, get ready for those colder weather clothes to start wearing. Rainstorms through the Panhandle earlier today. We still have some bulks of storms sitting across the Gulf of Mexico. Also, we make our way up into Minnesota. You see some rain and snow making its way through Iowa, some rainstorms earlier today in Minnesota, but as the day progressed, we didn't really see too much snow because we warmed up too high, got above that 32-degree mark, which is where snow is made. Frost warnings and freeze warnings all across the greater Midwest. We got some flood warnings as well down into Texas in the next few days. Next few hours, we'll have some freeze warnings as we make our way into tonight. That's pretty much just going to get cold out there. Cover those plants if you're out in that area. Northeast showing where the storms are heading into Maine, Boston, and also into Washington, D.C. That's the cold front in the northern part of the states, and they'll be dropping down into tomorrow as well. You see some snow making its way into Canada. Not really a lot of snow in America today, though. However, you got some light storms making their way into the Midwest, and we'll zoom into that area. You see a lot of snow making its way just north of Des Moines, Iowa, but as the day progressed, as I said, you see in the time stat early in the morning, that's where we saw the bulk of the snow. Some heavier storms making its way through Chicago, actually. You saw those reds and yellows, some severe thunderstorms actually up there, but it has since passed. Moving back down into the southeast, and this was the story of the day for us here in Tallahassee. A very dreary day. Not a lot of heavy thunderstorms in our area, but it was mainly light to moderate rain. You see all that green just hovering around Tallahassee for the past couple hours. Even early in the morning, you brought out that umbrella and you didn't put it away for the whole day anytime you stepped outside. But I think as we make our way into tonight, mainly into tomorrow, you'll pack those umbrellas away and you get those extra coat out there because it's going to be a chilly one, especially in the morning, and we make our way into Thursday. It'll be the same case. And yes, it was such a big story. You put the radar on there twice. You see those green storms continuing to push through Tallahassee. Airport delays that we're really not seeing much in the next few days. Futurecast shows that we won't really see any rain tomorrow, which will be nice. And nice break from all the weather we've been seeing. Will drop down and get some cooler temperatures. Temperatures for tonight, though, 39 in Denver, 44 degrees in Albuquerque, 52 degrees in Dallas. As we make our way into tomorrow, 78 degrees will only be our high in Tallahassee with a high of 74 degrees in New Orleans. But we're going to swing things over to Raquel and Nicole.
Thanks, Jack. Well, I'm just glad we're going to be seeing those nice and clear conditions for our neck of the woods here in Florida.
That's right. In northeastern China, they've been having some difficulties with smog lately due to a high pressure system, which has just really impacted the quality of life there.
Well, yeah, for us in Florida, we're used to having a sea breeze, so that kind of like just blows any smog out of our area.
Right. As you can, I'm sorry, Raquel, as you can see from the graphic, to take opportunity while it's up, people there have been under advisories to wear masks while they're there. The buses have been shut down. School has been canceled, which I'm sure all the elementary school kids are a little happy over that. But things will be clearing up in the near future.
And will that be because of the high pressure system moving out of the way, or what do you think will cause that to clear up?
Well, there'll be some wind pushing on through as another system will be just knocking it out of the way. So they'll have some rain and some wind just clearing things up and getting some relief just in the next couple of days. So they only had to deal with it for a little bit and we'll be out of their way.
Well, speaking of relief, I know we're going to be seeing relief this week. So we're going to take it over with Jay, and Jay's going to talk about this relief we're going to see.
Thanks, ladies. As we look and see now, those rainstorms coming in, bringing us a lot of moisture and a lot of rain. So hopefully that goes away. And later on throughout the week, we have some nice cold weather. As we look at the current conditions at the moment, we're going to see 71, some light rain, but if you have those raincoats and those umbrellas, you have perfect, you stay dry, nice, but overall it stays very cool. And look at the current temperatures, 71 in Tallahassee, 69 in Monticello, 70 in Quincy, all around. It's been very cool, very nice temperatures, not too hot. I know I stayed nice and cool as the day went on. And look at dew points all around South Florida and up in Alabama and Georgia. It's been pretty cool dew points. Now, it hasn't been humid as it has been in October. So with that rain coming in and that cold front as well, and made sure it stayed up nice and cool. So that was very nice. That was a very nice relief. I look at the futurecast. That dry weather is coming in, bringing us some nice cool weathers. That high as well, bringing in that southern wind that we definitely needed, cooling us off. So later on throughout the week, you're gonna have some nice cool weather, and hopefully you can finally bring all those weather coats, because I know I've been dying to see it. As we look at the radar right now, as you see, the rain that's bringing us a lot of moisture. It's going to move out the way and bring closer to South Florida. So they're getting a lot of rain, so hopefully they're prepared for it. But once that moves out into Thursday and Friday, we're getting nice, cool weather, and we're actually be able to bring out those coats. I know I've been dying to wear mine. I look at the beach forecast. If you went out to the beach today, it wasn't the best weather for you, but if you did, I hope you had your sunscreen. 6 is still very high, so you don't want to get nice and roasted. I know I would. I look at the surf, 2 to 5 feet. So overall, it has been very well beach weather. If you went to the boating, today wasn't a very, very bad day. But if you go out to later on tonight, even tomorrow, it's gonna have some very good boating. So you can go out, catch some rays, catch some surf, maybe go on a jet ski. You never know. I look at tonight's forecast, 54, cool and muggy, scattered thunderstorms. So it's been very rainy overall. Hasn't been the best days, but all you have those raincoats and those umbrellas, you're perfectly fine. I look at tomorrow's forecast, 78. There will be some showers in the morning, but if you go throughout the rest of the day, it's going to be nice and cool, and we'll finally get some nice, cool breeze coming in. I look at 7-day forecast, I move out the way. After today, it's going to be nice, cool weathers, and you can finally bring out that nice winter wardrobe finally. I know I bring out some very cool moistures with mine. Let's send back to the desk. We're working on with Nicole.
Thanks, Jay. Well, speaking of bringing out that winter wardrobe, we're gonna throw in a little fashion segment for this segment right now.
I know I'm already starting my winter wardrobe right now. My little,
right.
well, it's not like a turtleneck, it's like a semi-turtleneck.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point.
Right. Layers will be your friend, because that temperature fluctuation is going to be pretty big. We're going to be dipping down into the 40s as our lows and warming up quite nicely into the 70s during the day.
Yeah, so again, just dress in layers. It will be cooler in the mornings, and you will not see those temperatures reach up into the 70s until perhaps the late afternoon or early afternoon. So again, just dress in those layers. That way you can just stay comfortable all day long. And again, as we mentioned, that temperature fluctuation, you can see it in our 7th day right now.
That's right. We are dipping way down into those 40s. So that means, girls, for you in the mornings, make sure you wear your jacket with the zipper and a little scarf so you can take it off during the day and just have that time to just be okay when the temperatures reach into the 70s. And guys, flip-flops, put them away. Nice time for some sneakers.
Maybe even wear some sunglasses. Look at all that sun. Now, if you liked our show today, just like us on Facebook or even follow us on Twitter. We'll give you more fashion updates.
That's right. And as always, you can watch us 24/7 on livestream.com/FSU Weather. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. From me and Raquel at the desk.
I hope you have a good night, Tallahassee.